creative and curious mean to you? I'm sitting here just in the car waiting for a few minutes, getting myself focused because I'm just about to run a workshop for a client on leadership. And the things that I'm going to talk to them about is about their own sense of self and their self-awareness. What I want to talk also with them about is curiosity and how they can get curious about themselves and how that's going to help them be better leaders. Now, I've always lived my life as a curious person, and I've always accepted that I am creative. What I've found throughout my life is that many people that I work with don't call themselves creative. I've been in workshops or conferences where the speaker has said, put up your hand if you believe you're creative. And my hand immediately goes up. I believe I'm creative. And I reckon about 10% of the room actually put their hand up, which I find absolutely fascinating. One, because I think it's about our society's definition of what creative actually is. But also because I think there's a time in our life where we stop appreciating creativity. We stop thinking about ourselves as being creative. When we're a child, we love to create, we love to explore, we love to do things. We'll draw, we'll squiggle, we'll do whatever. You know, those of you that have got kids in your life, whether they be your children or your nieces and nephews or grandchildren or neighbors' kids, whatever it is, you'll see these children creating in every way, shape or form. It's how they explore their world. They might get a piece of paper and draw a big old squiggle on it and show you this squiggle as if it's the best piece of artwork there ever was. And you support that. But at some point through our life, our creativity becomes judged. I remember the exact point in my life where I determined that I wasn't going to be a creative person because I wasn't good enough. And that was in early high school when I presented a piece of artwork that I'd taken a lot of time and I had a lot of pride in, and I presented it to my art teacher. And my art teacher, of course, had specific standards on which they were marking. And my type of creativity didn't sit within those standards of marking. And therefore, my creativity was judged as not good enough. And when I think about that, I actually stopped being creative for a long time. I actually stopped believing in myself for a long time because of that. And I know that I'm not alone in experiencing this. I know that you've probably experienced this, or your friends have experienced this, or your children have experienced this, because we've got such strict requirements and standards and constraints around what we believe is creativity in a grading sense. We grade creativity at school. What if we didn't? What if we didn't give a grade for artwork? What if we didn't give a grade for music? What if we didn't tell people they weren't good singers? What if we didn't tell people that they couldn't draw? Do you think there'd be more creativity in the world now? And what value do you think that creativity would add to the world? Big business are telling us that we're in an innovation crisis. Politicians are telling us that we need to be more clever and more innovative and more strategic in the way we're doing things. Perhaps if we allowed children, young adults, and adults to be creative in the way in which they are creative, maybe that would flow through to some of these things. Anyway, just pondering on creativity, being curious about creativity. This is Michelle, and I will speak to you again soon.